Welcome to Vent and Heal. I am your host, Tamisha, and I am pleased to have you back here today. This podcast is mainly designed to help the lost, the brokenhearted, and those who want to know their purpose in God. My podcast is specially designed for others to come and share their testimonies and what they have been through in life and how they overcome so that they can help you who are viewing. Today, I will be speaking on something that a friend of mine asked me a question yesterday. And she asked me, how did you go about giving someone a prophetic word that the Lord have given to you to give to them? How did you do that when you just started out hearing the voice of the Lord and the Lord speaking to you directly to give others his warning or his word of whatever the Lord may want to speak to them about? When I read that message, I laughed because I probably the wrong one that she asked the question to. I'm probably the wrong one because honestly, let me give you a backstory. When I was a little girl, I will have prophetic dreams and prophetic vision, and they will usually come to pass. Every time I dream something, they will come to pass, especially if I remember the vision or the dream word for word, detail for detail. They will come to pass. But then I was young, I didn't understand. And there were many times when I will tell my family and they will call me Joseph the Dreamer and ask me if I don't tired dreaming. And no, I can't be tired dreaming if it's something that the Lord blessed me with. For whatever reason, at that time I didn't know. And my grandma was the only one that I could have gone to and asked, Mama, I got this vision. What does the vision mean? And sometimes she would not even know. She will say, my child, keep praying. At that time, I was just a child. I didn't even know how to pray properly and what to pray for. And I didn't understand when she said, my child, keep praying. But nevertheless, I kept going about my business, having those visions and having those dreams of heaven and the angels and rapture and all these things I would see and, with people and some different things. I'm getting somewhere. After I give my life to Christ, at the age of 15 years old. And I came to North America when I was 19. And I've been here ever since. I went back into the world, but I didn't went too far in whereby I couldn't come out. When I when I decided to go back to church and give my life to Christ, the Lord, I prayed for the Lord to show me or tell me what is my purpose, because I didn't know my purpose. Even though I had prophetic dreams and prophetic visions, I did not know my purpose. And I didn't understand either. I didn't understand the voice of God. I didn't understand the dreams and the visions. I didn't know why I'm having them. I didn't know what to do with them. But when I give my life to Christ, and when I rededicated my life to Christ, I begin to understand a little bit more, but still I didn't know. So for 10 years to be precise, for 10 long years, I prayed and I asked the Lord for a vision, a word. Tell me, what is my purpose in you, God? What do you have me to do? What are you calling me to do? What is that thing that you have placed in me to really do for you? And the Lord never answered. He never answered me. Maybe he did, but I was blind to it. I was deaf to it. I didn't understand. I don't know. But I can say I never got in an answer. Why? Because I was in the wrong place. When I was asking the Lord, what is my purpose? I was in the wrong place. When I turn away from that place that I was in, and I begin to really make a 360 and come in alignment with God and the things of God. Not to say that I was out of alignment. I wasn't. I was in alignment somewhat, but I wasn't really in alignment. I wasn't, the Lord didn't have my heart. My heart wasn't broken and contrite before Him. My mind was, because I loved Him, I want to know the things of God. So I used to read and I go to church and I praise and I pray, but my heart wasn't broken. But you see, when I made that decision and I turned and my heart become broken before the Lord, then the Lord began to reveal who I am to me in dreams, in visions, through His prophets, through his people. And then everything started to make sense. Everything started to line up. And then I began to realize, hey, the Lord have called you as an intercessor, as a prophetess, and there's so much more that the Lord have given to me, which I'm grateful. I don't tell anyone. I really don't tell anyone. The Lord shows them, but I don't go about telling them. You're not supposed to. Let whatever God placed in you show for itself. Number one, let whatever God placed in you show for itself. So when I started to realize that's what God calling me in, I was afraid. I said, God, please, I don't want this because it's heavy. Because I knew what the prophetic calling comes with. And I said, God, I remember walking home from church one day and I said, God, I do not want this. This is heavy. I cannot do it. I told God that. And I ran for years. I ran from the calling for a long time. And He will send people to remind me, hey, do my work. You need to do my work. Do my will. Do my will. Do my will. Do my work. Do my work. I will constantly hear that from different people that the Lord will send to minister to me. And I remember one day I got invited on a prayer line and I went, and the pastor, she said to me, she said, the Lord said to tell you, if you make any one of my people die, the blood will be on your hands. And I felt convicted. At that very moment, I felt convicted. And I broke down. I cried like a baby. I cried. That cry that I felt was within my inner me, my inner being, within my soul. It was a soul cry. I felt broken. I felt the weight. I felt the burdens. I felt the burdens of the people resting on me at that very moment when she said that. And you see, when she said that, that was my turning point to start to do God's will. But then I was like a Gideon. Even though I felt that way, and I believe that God told her to tell me that, because I know what I used to do. I used to run. So I know it was God who spoke to her, to me. And I turned to my sister, because she was, I think she was here with me. She was by me or something like that. I can't remember. And I said to her, I don't know. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it so that God will show me another sign. I tell you, I'm like a Gideon. I was a Gideon. And she said to me, she said, what more do you want God to do? She said that to me. What more do you want God to do? And you see, the moment she said that to me, that turned my heart are wrong. And I said, you know what? I'm going to just do God's will. I'm going to go. When he sent me, I am going to go. What he said to say, I'm going to say it. And when the Lord began to download in me, download, sometimes I will be doing the dishes, I'll be cooking, I'll hear, he said to call this person, tell that person that, pray for that person, call the person and pray, do this, do that, send, put out the prophetic word, warn the nation, warn the church, warn this person, warn that person. And there were certain people he will tell me to warn that I did not want to do it. I didn't want to do it because when you know the nature of a person and an attitude of a person, sometimes you don't want to approach them. You just want to leave them. And there were people that he will send me to that I never wanted to go. Even my own family, I didn't want to do it. Because most time you have no honor in your own household. You have none. They wouldn't take you serious because they will say, you know what? It's just her, it's him, it's her, it's him, it's just them, and they would not take what you say to heart or seriously, and maybe unless someone else tell them. And that was my fear. That was my fear. I was full of fear when starting out. But as I began to grow in God, as I began to grow and grow and grow and grow, the Lord began to strengthen me. My back became broad and I became fearless. So when the Lord said to go and tell this person, I go. Regardless of their attitude, their ways, I did not care. And I still don't care. The Lord said to tell you this, and I'm coming to tell you what the Lord say. If you don't like it, then you take it up with God. You take it up with God. It's not me. I'm only the messenger. I'm only the vessel. Without God, I'm empty. I'm nothing. So that is how I begin to look at it. So I told my friend, that was my experience. At first, I didn't want to because I was afraid. And, I forget to mention the pastor lady that told me the Lord said to do my work. I remember when I was afraid, I went back on the prayer line because I will always get invited to her prayer line. So I went back and she said, the Lord say, tell them what he said to tell them. Do not be afraid of their faces. Tell them, it doesn't matter if they are pastors, tell them. And I remember, I think around that very same time, if I can remember precisely, a friend of mine, he's also a prophet. And he messaged me one day and he said to me, he said this, the Lord say, tell them just as I say to tell them. Don't nice it up, don't pretty it up, just say it. And I know that was God. That was God. Because sometimes I don't want to say exactly how God gave it to me to say. I didn't want to say it that way because sometimes the things is scary. Sometimes it is something I know it will trigger them. So I didn't want to say it. But because of, the Lord just reassured me, hey, I got you. Say it because I got you. I did just what he asked me to do. So I went searching for some scriptures to help you. And I came across Isaiah 50 and verse 7. And it says, for the Lord God will help me, and he will help you as well. Therefore, shall I not be confounded? Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed. So when the Lord send you, know that you will not be ashamed. He will not leave the enemy to shame you because heaven backs you. When he send you, heaven backs you. And can I tell you, every time I'm afraid to do it and I do it, there's always confirmation. It's always just what the person was waiting for. So don't be afraid. I'm telling you, don't be afraid, because remember, is the 2 Timothy 1:7, it reminds us that for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a song mind. Don't be afraid. If the Lord is talking to you and He have called you to the prophetic, go and do what God say to do. Say as Isaiah, send me, here I am, send me. But make sure you are ready when the Lord is ready to send you. God bless you, and I hope this helped someone. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you tremendously. And I love you, and take care until next time. God bless.